Hello, welcome back to 4-H STEM with Jonathon and Michelle. My name is Jonathon Smith and I serve as a 4-H agent in Orange County, North Carolina. Today's activity comes out of the curriculum called I Am an Ecosystem, an elementary introduction to microbes. Microorganisms, and microbes for short, are really tiny organisms that live in our environment, but they also live inside of our bodies, often found in our digestive system. They play an important role in helping to break down the food and liquids that we consume in order to convert them into usable resources that our body can use to grow and develop. They break down our hamburgers and our chicken and our asparagus and all the things we love to eat into usable energy and proteins that our body needs to grow and develop and to give us energy to move forward in our lives. Microorganisms are important because they provide a chemical reaction. What they do is, through the process of digestion, as they consume the things that we consume in our bodies, they begin to produce other products that are different from the product that they began to consume in the first place. And so today we're going to practice that activity using the resources here on the table. We're going to start out with a bottle, a plain empty water drinking bottle, and we're going to fill it up 2/3 of the way with water. You're also going to need a funnel to help with the activities in just a moment. You're going to need a bottle of molasses. Actually, you only need about 2 tablespoons of molasses, but you can buy it in a larger bottle. You're going to need some yeast. Yeast is important because yeast is a single-celled microorganism. And so you'll be able to buy this in your local grocery store. And also you're going to need a balloon. So to get started with our activity today, you're going to need to get a water bottle, a regular drinking water bottle, and fill it up with warm tap water up to about 2/3 of the bottle, which is really right below where the label typically is. You can take molasses, you can do it right from the bottle, or you can measure it out in advance if you'd like, but you're going to need about 2 tablespoons of molasses. You're going to input that into the bottle. Okay, and you can see that it sinks to the bottom very quickly. Again, that's 2 tablespoons. Molasses is a sugar compound, which is something, we all eat a lot of sugar and a lot of times, and so sugar is something that microorganisms love to eat, microbes like to eat, and so you can take your molasses and put it into the bottle, about 2 tablespoons. Now you're going to take your funnel and put it into the top of the bottle, and then you have your pack of yeast. And so this is a standard size pack. It is 3/4 ounces. You can buy this at your local grocery store, and you're going to take your funnel and pour your yeast into the funnel and let it go inside the bottle. After you input the yeast into the bottle, you need to take your cap and put it on top of the bottle again and screw it on. And then I need you to, for about a minute or so, you need to gently swirl your bottle. Okay? You're going to gently swirl that bottle. That's going to help to get that molasses moving in and around that bottle and kind of unstuck from the bottom of the bottle. So about a minute or so, you want to gently shake it. Okay. If you'd like to try to get the molasses from the bottom of the bottle, you can invert it for just a moment and shake as well to help move that molasses around inside the bottle, and also allowing it to more easily come into contact with the yeast, the single-celled organism that you put in the bottle. Next, you will remove the cap from the bottle and you will put your balloon on top of that bottle. Just take your balloon and wrap it around the seal of the bottle. Okay? And now we wait. It can take up to 20 minutes before you'll start to see the balloon inflate with the air produced from the chemical reaction in the bottle. The air that's inside this balloon is carbon dioxide. This is a chemical product created by the reaction between the yeast and the molasses inside of the bottle. As the yeast begins to eat the molasses or digest the molasses, it starts to produce a new chemical, which is carbon dioxide, a gas, in the bottle. And you can even begin to hear the reaction for yourself. If you put the bottle up next to your ear, you're going to start hearing a fizzy sound. And this fizzy sound is just essentially the product of the yeast and the molasses interacting inside of the bottle. And that concludes the second edition of 4-H STEM with Jonathon and Michelle. We look forward to hearing about all the great activities you're doing at home, and we ask that you share your results with us on our social media accounts for Person County 4-H and Orange County 4-H. Those social media accounts are linked in the description box on this video. We look forward to seeing you next time for 4-H STEM with Jonathon and Michelle.